I remember not too long ago a moment that completely changed my perspective on how our inner world shapes our outer reality. I had always been aware of the power of thought, of imagination, of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, but this was different. You see, we are often too busy looking outward for signs, for some grand, obvious manifestation of our desires. But let me tell you, the greatest signs often come in the quietest of moments, the silent whispers of the universe before anything materializes. It is in the subtle, unseen signals that our desires are already on their way to us. One day I found myself walking along the street, lost in thought, when suddenly, without any apparent reason, I felt this overwhelming sense of peace. I had no particular reason to feel it, yet I knew deep within that something was about to unfold in my life. It wasn't just a random feeling. No, it was a profound, silent sign, a sign that a major shift was imminent, a shift that would bring me closer to my desires. And what did I do? I allowed that feeling to guide me. I didn't question it. I didn't wonder where it came from. I simply trusted it. You see, these silent signs of a lottery winning coming your way are not always loud and clear. No, they are often quiet whispers in the fabric of your day. And here are the keynotes, the indicators that you must pay attention to. When these signs begin to unfold in your life, you may suddenly feel an overwhelming sense of peace, as if everything is already as it should be. It's not anxiety or excitement. It's pure, unwavering certainty that things are lining up in your favor. Have you ever had a sudden knowing without any logical reason that something incredible was going to happen? That's your intuition quietly guiding you. This is the moment when the lottery is not just a dream, but an inevitable reality. Before any manifestation occurs, there is always an energy shift. You might find that you feel inexplicably lighter, more energized, or more enthusiastic about life. This subtle change is often a sign that your desire is already on its way. You may begin to experience vivid dreams filled with images of prosperity, of wealth, or even winning the lottery. These dreams are not mere coincidences. They are the subconscious mind aligning itself with a greater reality that you are attracting. When you are about to receive something extraordinary, your feeling of gratitude for the present moment intensifies. You begin to appreciate everything around you, from the smallest to the grandest of blessings. Your friends, family, or even strangers may begin to comment on the change they sense in you. There's a certain glow about you, a magnetism that comes from knowing your dreams are on the verge of coming true. Whether it's a certain number appearing repeatedly or an unusual coincidence, these are not just random occurrences. They are the universe speaking to you, showing you that your dreams are starting to align with the flow of life. The closer you get to your manifestation, the quieter your mind becomes. Instead of rushing towards it, you begin to relax into the feeling of abundance, knowing that your wishes are already being fulfilled in the unseen realms. I remember the time when these signs began to appear in my own life. I had been living in the assumption of my desire for quite some time, knowing without a doubt that what I wished for was already mine. I felt the shift, the energy change, and I saw the subtle signs that the universe was preparing me for something greater. And when it came with ease, with grace, and with the perfect timing that only the universe can provide. This was just the beginning of the story. The silent signs had already started to manifest before the outward physical reality of it all came to be. Trust these signs. When you align yourself with the inner knowing of your desires, the world will bend to meet you. Let me know if you'd like me to continue or modify any part of the speech. Imagine for a moment that you are walking through your day as you normally do, and suddenly an overwhelming sense of peace settles over you. It doesn't make sense at first because there's no reason for it. Everything around you is as it always is. Yet, deep within you, a stillness, an unshakable calm arises. one that cannot be disturbed by any external circumstance. It's as if you've entered a moment in time where nothing can touch you, and you feel that everything is exactly as it should be. This, my friends, is one of the most silent yet profound signs that your lottery win is on its way. This feeling of peace is not something you can force, nor is it something you can manufacture through willpower. It arrives naturally, effortlessly, when your mind and heart are in alignment with the desire you have set out to manifest. In fact, this peaceful feeling is one of the clearest indicators that you are in the process of attracting something remarkable into your life. You see, when you are in a state of true peace, you are no longer attached to the outcome of your desire. You are no longer anxious or waiting for something to change, because deep down, you know it already has. What you are experiencing is the fruit of a subtle but powerful shift in your state of consciousness. The peace you feel is the result of your subconscious mind aligning with your conscious desires. You have moved past the stage of longing and desire and have entered the realm of quiet acceptance. It is in this moment of inner stillness that the power of your imagination and belief begins to shape your reality. This is not a moment of mere wishful thinking. It is the moment when you have completely surrendered to the knowing that your dream, your lottery win, is already on its way. Let us think about this for a moment. When you are truly at peace, you are no longer fighting against the circumstances of your life. You are no longer trying to force things to happen. Instead, you are surrendering to the natural flow of life, trusting that everything will unfold as it should. And in this peaceful state, you cease to look for external signs or evidence of your desire. You stop searching for validation from the outside world, because you know deep within that your manifestation is already in motion. This peace is an inner knowing that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring your desire into reality. It is the quiet confidence that you no longer need to struggle or stress over the how of your manifestation. You have entered a state where the mind is no longer agitated, no longer anxious, no longer questioning. You have allowed your inner world to settle, and in this calmness, the external world begins to reflect back the peace you have found within. This kind of peace is the stillness before the manifestation. It is a sign that your internal world is in harmony with your external desires, and that your desire is not just a distant thought or fleeting wish. It has already been accepted, embodied, and woven into the fabric of your life. When this peace comes, it is a sign that your belief is unshakable. Your desire is not a fleeting whim or a temporary wish. It has become a part of you. It is as if the universe has already said yes to your dream, and now it is simply waiting for the right moment to make it known in your physical world. But here's the important part. This peace is not the result of your circumstances changing. It is not about your lottery ticket or the amount of money you may have in your bank account. It is a peace that arises from the inner realization that the external world is merely a reflection of your internal state. This peace is the signal that you have already moved into the state of having your desire. When you can feel that peace, you are no longer concerned with the how or when, because you are already living in the end result of your manifestation. It's like a wave of calm that comes over you, not because something has changed externally, but because you have changed. You have stepped into the state of mind where your desire is already fulfilled. And from this state, the universe is free to bring your manifestation into being, for there is no longer any resistance. The peace you feel is the absence of doubt, the absence of worry, and the absence of fear. It is a moment of absolute trust in the process of life. And when you feel it, you are standing in the very place where all manifestations begin. This feeling is a subtle yet powerful sign that your manifestation is not only possible, but inevitable. You have stopped trying to force the outcome, stopped wondering if it will happen. You've accepted the reality of your dream, and in that acceptance, the energy of your desire is released into the universe. The peace you feel is the signal that the universe has received your request, and now it is simply a matter of time before the external world catches up with your inner state of being. To be at peace, to truly feel that peace, is to step into the fullness of your power as a creator. It is to align yourself completely with the reality you wish to experience. And this peace, this inner knowing, is not a coincidence. It is the mark of someone who has aligned their thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with the manifestation of their desire. It is the calm that precedes the storm of abundance, the stillness before the unfolding of your dreams. So when you feel that unshakable peace wash over you, take note. It is a sign, a silent indicator that the lottery win you've been imagining is on its way. You've already entered the state of having, and now the outer world is simply catching up with the inner reality you've created. Trust in that peace, embrace it, and allow it to guide you. For it is the most profound sign that your dream is not only coming to you, it is already yours. There are moments in life when you experience an inner knowing, a sudden feeling that can't be explained by logic or reason. It's a quiet, subtle sensation, a whisper in your soul that something remarkable is about to happen. This knowing isn't something you can logically deduce or calculate. It's a deeper kind of awareness, one that transcends the boundaries of time and space. It's a form of intuition, a connection to a higher realm of understanding. When this feeling arises, it is one of the most powerful silent signs that your lottery win is not only coming, but is already in the process of manifestation. Intuition is something that goes beyond our regular five senses. It doesn't come from what we see, hear, or touch. It comes from an inner place that we all have access to, though we often don't acknowledge it. This feeling of deep knowing can often be so strong, so undeniable, that it feels as if you have already experienced the outcome you desire. It's as though the lottery has already been won in your inner world, and your external world is merely catching up to this truth. This is the power of intuition in its most profound form. It is an inner signal that aligns your heart and mind with the future you are creating, and it is one of the clearest and most silent signs that your desire is manifesting. There is a moment when this intuitive feeling is awakened, often when you least expect it. You might be going about your daily tasks, completely immersed in the routine of life, and then, out of nowhere, this knowing arises. It's a certainty, an inner peace, that what you've been imagining, what you've been focusing on, is not a far-off dream, but an inevitable reality. It's not a feeling of hope or wishfulness, but of absolute knowing. You are not imagining that you will win the lottery. In that moment, you know that it is already on its way to you. When this knowing strikes, it's important not to dismiss it or second-guess it. Often our rational minds will try to analyze this intuitive feeling, attempting to explain it away or question its validity. But intuition does not come to us through logic. It arises from a deeper place, one that connects us with the infinite intelligence of the universe. It speaks directly to our soul, bypassing the mind's tendency to question or doubt. To dismiss this feeling is to ignore the very sign you've been waiting for. This feeling of knowing is not accompanied by doubt. It's not mixed with uncertainty. Instead, it is a pure, clear understanding that what you desire is already yours. It is as if you've already stepped into the reality of your dream, even though the physical manifestation has yet to appear. In these moments, there is no sense of impatience or longing. You don't feel the need to rush toward the manifestation because you know deep within that everything is unfolding perfectly. You are in perfect alignment with your desire, and you trust that it is on its way to you, even if you can't see it yet. This intuitive knowing also brings with it a deep sense of confidence. You may notice that your self-assurance grows when this feeling arises. You no longer question the possibility of your dreams coming true because the truth of their fulfillment is already anchored within you. You are no longer trying to convince yourself that it could happen, but rather you simply know that it will. This sense of confidence is one of the clearest signs that your manifestation is aligning with your inner state and that the external world is beginning to mirror your inner beliefs and expectations. In these moments of knowing, your subconscious mind is working in alignment with your conscious desires. Your subconscious is the key to bringing your dreams into physical reality. And when you experience this intuitive knowing, it is a sign that your subconscious has already accepted your desire as fact, It is no longer a hope or a wish. It is already a reality in the deeper layers of your mind. And when this shift occurs, the universe begins to align with this new reality, orchestrating the events and circumstances necessary to bring your dream into fruition. It's important to understand that intuition is not just a fleeting feeling. It is a constant undercurrent that guides you toward your desires. Once you have tapped into it, you may find that it becomes more pronounced, more frequent, and easier to recognize. The more you trust this inner knowing, the more it will reveal itself to you. Your intuition is like a compass, always pointing you in the direction of your desires, and it is a sign that you are on the right path. As you cultivate this deeper connection with your intuition, you begin to notice that the world around you responds differently. You become more attuned to the subtle signs and synchronicities that show up in your life. Perhaps you'll see repeated numbers, or certain people will appear with messages that seem directly related to your desires. These are all signals from the universe, reinforcing the truth of your inner knowing. And each time you acknowledge and trust these signs, your intuitive connection grows stronger, further confirming that your desire is unfolding as it should. When you experience this intuitive knowing, it is a reminder that you are not separate from your desires. You are not waiting for something to happen to you. Instead, you are one with the universe, and your desires are already in motion, drawn toward you by the power of your inner knowing. This intuitive sense is the key to unlocking the flow of abundance, and it is one of the most silent yet powerful signs that your lottery win is not only possible, but already on its way to you. So when this deep knowing arises, don't doubt it. Don't question it. Simply trust it. It is the universe speaking to you, guiding you toward your dream, and confirming that your manifestation is already in progress. Embrace this feeling of intuitive knowing, for it is a sign that your dream is no longer a distant hope. It is already becoming your reality. There are moments in life when everything feels different, when something inside of you shifts in a way that you cannot easily explain. It's as if the energy around you has suddenly changed, becoming lighter, more vibrant, and full of potential. It's a subtle yet powerful sign, one that often goes unnoticed by the busy, distracted mind. But for those who are attuned to the rhythms of life, this shift in energy is a clear and unmistakable signal, a sign that your manifestation is drawing closer, that the universe is aligning with your desires in ways you cannot yet fully see. This shift in energy is one of the most silent, yet profound, signs that your lottery win is coming your way. When we talk about an energy shift, we're not referring to a dramatic event or a sudden change in the physical world. Instead, it's an internal transformation, one that begins in the quiet recesses of your being, where your consciousness is closely tied to the desires you've been nurturing. This energy shift is not something you can force or fabricate. It's a natural occurrence that happens when you align yourself with your deepest desires, when your inner world comes into harmony with your outer reality. It's as though your entire being has suddenly recognized that your wish is already in motion, and now you are beginning to feel the effects of that recognition. The energy shift often manifests as a sense of lightness or ease, as if the weight of the world has been lifted from your shoulders. You may notice that your thoughts become clearer, your heart lighter, and your overall mood brighter. It is as though the universe is subtly adjusting the energies around you, setting the stage for your manifestation to materialize. This shift may seem almost imperceptible at first, but the more you pay attention, the more you'll realize that something profound is happening. It is the universe gently guiding you toward the fulfillment of your desires, and the energy shift is the first sign of this divine orchestration. In these moments, you might find yourself experiencing a greater sense of well-being, a peaceful acceptance of your present circumstances, even though you may still be waiting for the external manifestation of your desires. It is as if the very fabric of your life has begun to weave itself in a new direction, one that is in alignment with the abundance and prosperity you have been imagining. This energy shift often comes when you least expect it, in quiet moments of reflection or even during routine activities. You may find yourself walking down the street or sitting quietly at home and suddenly feel as though something has changed, though you can't quite put your finger on it. The heaviness of your past struggles seems to lift, and a sense of optimism and possibility fills the air. This shift in energy is not merely a feeling, it is a signal that your internal state is beginning to harmonize with the external reality you are working to create. As you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with the outcome you desire, the energy around you responds. The universe mirrors back to you the state of your consciousness, and when you begin to feel this shift, it is a sign that you are moving closer to your desired outcome. It is as though you have reached a tipping point, where the energy you have been cultivating in your mind and heart is now beginning to manifest in the world around you. This change in energy can also be felt in the way you interact with others. You might notice that people seem to respond to you differently, as if they can sense the shift in your own energy. Conversations may flow more easily, and you may find that opportunities begin to present themselves in unexpected ways. People are drawn to you not because of anything you have said or done, but because of the energy you are radiating. It is the energy of someone who knows their dreams are coming true, even if they haven't yet seen the full manifestation. This magnetic quality comes from the confidence and peace that arise when your energy aligns with your desires. You are no longer in a state of wanting or lack. Instead, you are in a state of having and knowing that the universe is bringing your desires to you. As this energy shift continues, you may find that you become more aware of the synchronicities around you, those small, seemingly insignificant moments that are actually signs from the universe confirming that your manifestation is in motion. You may see repeated numbers, or find yourself in the right place at the right time, or meet people who offer insights or opportunities that seem to perfectly align with your desires. These synchronicities are not random. They are a result of the energy you are putting out into the world, and they serve as gentle reminders that your desires are being supported by the universe. This energy shift can also manifest as a newfound sense of peace and tranquility. You may notice that your mind is no longer racing with anxious thoughts or worries about how or when your manifestation will appear. Instead, you feel calm, centered, and sure of yourself. This inner peace is a direct result of aligning with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you are no longer caught up in the struggle to make things happen, the universe can begin to work its magic. The energy shift you feel is the release of resistance, the letting go of the need to control every detail. You have trusted the process, and now you are simply allowing your manifestation to unfold in its own perfect time. It is important to recognize that this energy shift is not something that happens once and then disappears. It is a continuous process that deepens as you continue to align yourself with the reality you wish to create. The more you tap into this shift in energy, the more you will notice that it becomes a constant presence in your life. You will begin to feel the flow of abundance, prosperity, and joy in all areas of your life, and you will know without a doubt that your desires are on their way. This energy shift is the silent precursor to your manifestation, and it is the universe's way of letting you know that everything is aligning perfectly. When you feel the shift in energy, take a moment to acknowledge it, embrace it, and know that it is the sign that your manifestation is moving toward you. Trust that the universe is orchestrating everything in your favor, and that the energy around you is shifting to support your desires. Your lottery win is not just a possibility, it is already in motion, and the energy shift you are feeling is the first sign of its arrival. There are moments in life when the ordinary seems to take on an extraordinary quality. You begin to notice things around you that you hadn't seen before, and somehow these things seem to carry a deeper meaning. It's as if the very fabric of reality is subtly shifting, showing you glimpses of something greater. You may have been walking through your life consumed by the everyday hustle, when suddenly, out of nowhere, you start to see signs, symbols, or synchronicities that catch your attention in an undeniable way. It is in these moments when the external world seems to be responding to your inner state that one of the most powerful silent signs of your lottery win reveals itself, an overwhelming sense that everything is aligning perfectly. When you begin to see the world through this new lens, it's as though the universe itself is communicating with you, guiding you toward your dreams. These signs can come in many forms. Perhaps you see repeated numbers, notice certain symbols or animals showing up in your path, or even hear phrases and words that seem to carry a message specifically for you. At first, you might brush them off as coincidences, but soon you realize that these occurrences are not random. They are the universe's way of confirming that your desires are already in motion and that what you have been imagining is beginning to take shape in the world around you. This phenomenon isn't something that can be consciously forced. It is the natural result of aligning your inner world with your outer desires. The more you immerse yourself in the feeling of your desire being fulfilled, the more the world around you begins to reflect this inner state. When you feel that your dream is already true, when you step into the feeling of having what you desire right now, the universe begins to respond in ways that seem almost magical. These signs are not just external occurrences. They are a reflection of the shift that has already occurred within you. You have moved from a state of wanting or wishing to a state of knowing. You no longer seek external validation because you are already living in the end result of your desire. The signs that appear in your life may seem subtle at first, almost like fleeting thoughts or moments that could be easily ignored. But if you pay attention, you will begin to notice patterns emerging. You might find yourself encountering the same person several times in a short period, or noticing a particular number on license plates, clocks, or receipts. These repeated occurrences are not mere coincidence. They are signals from the universe that you are on the right path. They are reminders that your dream is aligning with your reality and that the manifestation is unfolding before your very eyes. One of the most profound aspects of these signs is that they are deeply personal. They aren't signs that anyone else would necessarily understand in the same way. For you, they carry a unique meaning, one that resonates with your desires and your specific journey. This personal connection is a powerful reminder that your desires are not only valid, but they are also being supported by the universe in ways that may be invisible to others. Your signs are yours alone, and they serve as intimate confirmation that you are on the right track. The more you pay attention to these signs, the more you will begin to recognize the patterns that are emerging in your life. You may notice that things start to flow more easily for you. Opportunities seem to present themselves at the right time, and the right people show up when you need them most. It's as though the universe is aligning all the pieces of your life in preparation for the manifestation of your dream. These signs are the breadcrumbs on your path, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your desires. Sometimes the signs are not so obvious. They may come in the form of a feeling, a hunch, or an intuitive nudge that leads you to take a particular action or make a decision that feels right. This inner guidance may seem subtle, but if you trust it and follow it, you will begin to notice that it leads you to the right places, at the right times, and with the right people. The more you trust these nudges and act upon them, the more you will see how perfectly everything falls into place. This is the universe's way of showing you that the path to your desires is already mapped out, and that you are being guided every step of the way. The importance of recognizing these signs cannot be overstated. Often, people become so focused on the material world, on the tangible evidence of their desires coming to fruition, that they miss the subtle signals the universe is sending them. But the universe speaks in a language of energy, synchronicity, and intuition. And if you are able to tune into this language, you will begin to see how everything is already aligning in your favor. The signs you receive are the universe's way of telling you, yes, your dream is coming true. Yes, the lottery win is on its way. These signs are a reflection of the inner alignment you have achieved, and they serve as a reminder that the universe is working with you, not against you. The beauty of these signs is that they don't require any effort on your part. You don't need to search for them or try to make them happen. They come naturally as a byproduct of your own inner state. When you are in alignment with your desires, when you are living from the end result, the universe begins to respond effortlessly. The more you relax into the knowing that your dreams are already in motion, the more the signs will appear, guiding you forward and reassuring you that everything is unfolding perfectly. It is important to remember that these signs are not the end goal. They are simply milestones along the way. They are confirmation that you are on the right track, but the true magic lies in your ability to continue living from the state of having your desire. The signs are a reflection of your inner state, and as long as you remain in alignment with the feeling of fulfillment, the universe will continue to send you these reminders. Each sign you encounter is an affirmation of your belief in the inevitable manifestation of your dream. So when you begin to notice these signs, whether they are numbers, symbols, people, or moments of synchronicity, take them as confirmation. They are the universe's way of telling you that your desires are on their way, that the lottery win you have been imagining is becoming a reality. Embrace these signs, trust in their meaning, and allow them to guide you with confidence as you move forward on your journey to manifestation. The universe is always speaking to you. Are you listening? There are certain moments in life when you feel a profound sense of peace, almost as if the world around you has momentarily paused and the noise of the everyday has faded into silence. In these moments, you feel deeply connected to your desires, and you feel the fulfillment of those desires as though they have already been realized. It is as though your mind, body, and soul are in perfect harmony with the world around you, and you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that everything you have imagined is already on its way to you. This deep sense of calm and fulfillment is one of the most powerful silent signs that your lottery win is drawing closer, and it is a direct result of being in the state of having your desire already fulfilled. When you experience this inner peace, it is often accompanied by a strong sense of knowing. You are no longer in a state of doubt or uncertainty. You are no longer questioning whether your desire will come to fruition. Instead, you are completely at ease, fully confident that the universe is aligning perfectly to deliver exactly what you've asked for. This peace is not something that comes from external circumstances. It is an inner state, one that arises when you have fully embraced the belief that your desires are already here. You no longer need to see the evidence in the physical world because you already feel the reality of your manifestation within you. This sense of calm is a natural byproduct of living in the end, of fully embodying the state of having your dream already fulfilled. When you stop striving, when you stop chasing after your desires with a sense of urgency or desperation, you open yourself up to the flow of abundance that is always available to you. The moment you cease to be in a state of wanting, you enter the state of having. You align yourself with the energy of fulfillment, and the world around you begins to reflect this inner alignment. The more you embrace this inner peace, the more you will notice that everything in your life begins to feel effortless. You no longer struggle to make things happen because you understand that they are already on their way to you. This inner peace is also accompanied by a profound sense of trust. You begin to trust the process, to trust that everything is unfolding in its perfect time. Even when things don't look exactly the way you want them to on the outside, you trust that the universe is working behind the scenes, orchestrating everything to bring you the outcome you desire. This trust is a direct result of knowing that you are in alignment with your dreams. You are no longer anxious about how things will unfold, because you know deep down that the universe is always working in your favor. You understand that everything that is happening right now is part of the perfect plan for your life. When you experience this deep sense of peace, you also begin to notice a shift in your energy. You no longer feel tense or anxious about the future. Instead, you feel at ease, knowing that your dreams are already becoming your reality. This shift in energy is not something that can be forced or manipulated. It happens naturally when you let go of resistance and fully surrender to the knowing that your desires are already manifesting. When you release the need to control every detail of the manifestation process, you allow the universe to work through you. This peace is the natural consequence of releasing all doubt, all fear, and all anxiety about the future. As you experience this inner peace, you may also notice that your external circumstances begin to shift as well. People may start to respond to you in a more positive way, and opportunities that once seemed out of reach may suddenly appear. This is not because you are forcing things to happen, it is because your energy has shifted. When you embody the state of having, the world begins to reflect that inner state. Opportunities present themselves more easily, and people are drawn to you in ways that seem almost magical. This is the power of aligning with your desires, of living from the end and embodying the feeling of fulfillment. This sense of peace is not limited to moments of stillness or quiet reflection. It is something that you carry with you throughout your day, regardless of what is happening around you. You begin to notice that you feel calm, even in the midst of chaos, that you no longer get swept up in the drama of the world. Instead, you remain centered, grounded in the knowledge that everything is always working out for you. This inner peace becomes a constant companion, guiding you through every situation with grace and confidence. It is important to recognize that this sense of inner peace is not the result of any external circumstances changing. Rather, it is a reflection of your inner state. When you have fully embraced the belief that your desires are already fulfilled, the external world begins to mirror that belief. You no longer need to see proof in the outside world because you have already experienced the fulfillment of your desire within yourself. This peace comes from within, and it is the ultimate sign that your manifestation is already in progress. As you continue to live in this state of peace and fulfillment, you will notice that your life begins to take on a new quality. Things no longer feel hard or complicated. Instead, they feel effortless, as though the universe is supporting you every step of the way. You begin to see the world through the eyes of someone who already has what they desire. Your mind is no longer clouded by doubt or fear, and your heart is open to the possibilities that await you. This is the power of living in the state of having, of embodying the feeling of your desires already fulfilled. This sense of inner peace is one of the most profound signs that your lottery win is on its way. It is the result of aligning with the reality of your desires, of fully stepping into the experience of having already achieved your goal. The more you cultivate this peace within yourself, the more you will notice that the universe begins to reflect it back to you in your external world. This is the magic of the manifestation process. When you align with the feeling of fulfillment, you begin to draw everything you desire into your life. In moments of doubt or uncertainty, remember the peace that comes from knowing that your desires are already yours. Trust in the process and know that everything is unfolding in its perfect time. The more you embrace this inner peace, the more you will see the evidence of your dreams manifesting all around you. Your lottery win is not a far-off dream. It is already on its way, and the peace you feel is the most powerful sign of all. There comes a moment in every journey of manifestation when you realize that the external world has begun to mirror your inner state with uncanny accuracy. It's as if the universe has suddenly aligned itself with your desires, and you begin to see your life unfolding in ways that feel not only right but inevitable. The synchronicities you once considered coincidental now seem like the very fabric of reality, weaving together in perfect harmony. At this point, it's no longer a question of if your desires will manifest, but when. This moment, when you begin to witness the world reflecting back to you your deepest desires, is one of the most silent and yet powerful signs that your lottery win is coming your way. The external world, through subtle and often imperceptible shifts, begins to show you that what you've been imagining is on its way to you. You may begin to notice small but significant changes in the people around you, in your environment, or even in the way opportunities are presenting themselves. At first, they may seem like coincidences, something that is too easy, too aligned, and too perfectly timed to be real. But if you pay close attention, you begin to see that these occurrences are not random. They are the universe's way of acknowledging your alignment with your desires. These moments are your confirmation, your validation that everything you've been envisioning is already unfolding in the background, ready to emerge into your physical reality. This is the moment when you start to realize that the act of living from the end, the practice of embodying the feeling of already having your desires, has done its work. The seeds you planted in your mind, the beliefs you've held, the energy you've cultivated within, are now beginning to sprout in the form of external events, people, and opportunities. The manifestation process is in full swing, and it becomes clear that your thoughts and feelings have already created the world around you. When you experience this phenomenon, you realize that you are no longer striving, no longer trying to make things happen. Instead, everything seems to fall into place effortlessly. You're no longer pushing against the current or attempting to control every detail. The universe is now working through you, bringing things into your life with ease. Opportunities come to you without force, and doors that once seemed closed are now wide open. What was once hard to attain is now within your grasp, and all of this begins to feel completely natural. You start to trust the process because you know that everything that's happening is a reflection of your inner state. At the same time, you may notice that the people around you begin to mirror your energy. Perhaps they seem more receptive, more open to your ideas and desires. Opportunities that seemed out of reach are now knocking at your door. You may meet the right people at the right time, or find yourself in situations where what you want is easily accessible. These are the signs that your inner world, your thoughts and beliefs are now perfectly aligned with the external world, and the manifestation process is flowing naturally. The energy you put out into the universe is now returning to you in the form of people, events, and opportunities that seem to perfectly match what you've been imagining. These synchronicities, these external validations, are not coincidences. They are evidence that your desire is already being created. It's as if the universe is affirming that everything you've been dreaming about is already in the works. When you begin to see these synchronicities, you can rest assured that your manifestation is drawing closer. You are no longer waiting for the external world to catch up to your desires. You are living in a state where your desires and the world around you are already in sync. It's important to recognize that these signs and synchronicities are not a result of external circumstances changing. They are a reflection of the internal shift you have made. You have done the work of shifting your consciousness to align with the feeling of already having your desire. Now the external world begins to mirror that internal shift. When you begin to notice that the world around you is reflecting your desires, it is not an accident. It is the result of your persistent and unwavering belief in the reality of your dreams. You have trained your mind to focus only on the end result, and now the world is reflecting that belief. At this point, the process of manifestation becomes almost effortless. There is no longer a sense of struggle or uncertainty. You don't need to chase after opportunities or force things to happen. Instead, you allow the universe to bring what you've already created in your mind into the physical world. Everything begins to fall into place with ease. You simply have to remain open, aware, and receptive to the opportunities that come your way. The more you trust the process and live in the feeling of your desires already being fulfilled, the more you will see these external synchronicities continue to appear. One of the most powerful aspects of these synchronicities is that they often come when you least expect them. They are a sign that the universe is working on your behalf, even when you are not actively thinking about your desires. The more you align yourself with the feeling of fulfillment, the more the universe will send you these reminders that you are on the right path. These signs are not just fleeting moments. They are the universe's way of showing you that the manifestation is in progress. And as you continue to receive these signs, you begin to understand that your manifestation is already complete in the unseen world. The physical world is simply catching up. As you continue to notice the synchronicities, it becomes easier to let go of any remaining doubts or fears. You no longer wonder if your desire will come, but instead you trust that it is already on its way. You begin to live with the certainty that your lottery win or any other manifestation you desire is simply a matter of time. The more you align with the feeling of already having your desire, the more the world reflects that alignment back to you in the form of synchronicities, opportunities, and signs. You begin to live your life with the understanding that the universe is always working in your favor. Everything that happens, every person you meet, and every opportunity that presents itself is a part of the grand orchestration that is taking place behind the scenes. Your external world has become the mirror of your inner state, and as you continue to focus on the end result, the fulfillment of your desire, you will find that the signs, synchronicities, and opportunities continue to flow into your life with ease. At a certain point in the journey of manifestation, you may begin to feel a deep and unwavering certainty that everything you have been imagining and desiring is already on its way to you. It is not the kind of certainty that comes from external validation or physical evidence, but a deep internal knowing that transcends doubt or uncertainty. This feeling of certainty is one of the most profound silent signs that a lottery win or any other significant manifestation is drawing near. It is a state of absolute faith in the unseen and a firm belief that what you have been imagining is already in the process of becoming a reality. When you enter this state of certainty, there is no room left for doubt or fear. You no longer question if your desires will come true because you are fully convinced that they already have. This inner certainty comes from the understanding that your thoughts and feelings are the creative force that shapes your reality. You know that once you have aligned yourself with the feeling of already having what you desire, the universe has no choice but to bring it to you. The belief that your desires are already manifesting becomes so ingrained in your being that there is no longer any mental struggle or need for proof. You simply know. This certainty does not come from a place of effort or trying to force things to happen. It arises naturally as a result of your consistent inner work and your unwavering commitment to living in the feeling of your desires already being fulfilled. It is the natural byproduct of having fully embraced the feeling of success, abundance, or any other quality you wish to manifest. As you continue to live in this state of knowing, you begin to see the world around you reflecting your inner certainty. People, events, and opportunities start to align perfectly with your desires, and it becomes abundantly clear that the universe is responding to your belief and faith in your own power. What makes this certainty so powerful is that it is not contingent upon external circumstances. It does not rely on the evidence of your desires showing up in your physical world. Instead, it is rooted in the knowledge that everything you need to manifest your desires already exists in the unseen world, and your job is simply to remain aligned with that truth. This internal certainty becomes your guiding force, and as you trust it more and more, you find that everything begins to unfold effortlessly. You stop looking for signs or waiting for external validation because you no longer need it. The only thing that matters is the feeling of certainty within you. In moments of doubt, when the world around you seems to challenge your beliefs, this inner certainty remains unshaken. You understand that the external world is simply a reflection of your inner state, and so any apparent contradictions are only temporary. You know that the more you stay true to the feeling of already having what you desire, the more the external world will catch up to reflect that inner certainty. Your focus remains on living from the end, on embracing the feeling of fulfillment, and on knowing that your desires are already in motion, even when you cannot see the evidence yet. This unwavering certainty is also a reflection of your growing trust in the process of manifestation. You no longer feel the need to control every detail or rush the process. You have learned to trust that the universe is unfolding in perfect timing and that everything you desire will come to you when the time is right. There is a deep peace in this trust because you know that you are not alone in your journey. You are in partnership with the universe, and your role is to maintain your inner alignment with your desires. The universe, in turn, responds by orchestrating the events, people, and circumstances that will bring your dreams to life. As you cultivate this certainty, you may notice that the world around you begins to reflect it in increasingly obvious ways. Opportunities arise with little effort on your part, and people begin to show up in your life who are aligned with your desires. It's as though the universe is conspiring in your favor, and the more you trust in this, the more the signs, synchronicities, and opportunities pour into your life. What once seemed like distant dreams or impossible goals now feel like inevitable outcomes. The certainty you feel within is reflected back to you in the form of tangible manifestations in your world. One of the most remarkable things about this certainty is that it continues to grow as you practice living in the end result of your desires. The more you live from the place of already having your desire, the more you strengthen your belief in its inevitable manifestation. As you persist in this inner alignment, you begin to realize that the universe is always responding to your inner state. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are shaping your reality. And the more you stay true to your vision, the more the universe confirms your certainty with the external evidence you seek. This deep certainty also shifts your energy in a way that attracts more of what you desire. People are drawn to you, opportunities appear effortlessly, and circumstances begin to shift to align with your inner vision. It is as though the very essence of your being has changed, and the world around you is adjusting to reflect your new sense of certainty. When you hold the firm belief that your desires are already on their way to you, the universe begins to mirror that belief in every aspect of your life. Your certainty becomes a magnet, pulling your desires closer and closer until they manifest in the physical world. It is important to remember that this certainty does not come from a place of need or desperation. It is not a feeling of forcing or controlling the outcome, but rather a peaceful and relaxed knowing that what you have asked for is already on its way. This is the state of true faith, where you no longer need to question or second-guess the process. You simply trust that the universe is working on your behalf and that everything is unfolding according to divine timing. In this state of certainty, there is no room for doubt or fear, because you know without a doubt that your desires are already manifesting. In the moments when you feel uncertain or disconnected, simply return to the feeling of having your desire already fulfilled. Allow yourself to step into the feeling of certainty, knowing that the universe has already set everything in motion. Trust that everything you need is already on its way, and allow this knowing to guide you. As you continue to live in this state of certainty, the external world will inevitably reflect your unwavering belief, bringing your lottery win or any other desire to fruition in ways that are beyond your wildest expectations. There is a moment in the process of manifestation when you no longer feel like you are striving toward your desires, but rather you begin to sense that everything is happening effortlessly. It's as if you finally reached a state where the flow of life has become smooth and uninterrupted, and the external world begins to reflect the internal world you've been nurturing. When this happens, you will experience what can be called a feeling of inevitability. This feeling of inevitability is one of the most powerful silent signs that a lottery win or any other manifestation is drawing near. It is not merely a feeling of hope or expectation, but a deep inner knowing that what you have envisioned and worked toward is destined to happen. When you reach this point, you no longer question or wonder if your desires will come to pass. It is not something that requires proof or physical evidence to believe. The sensation of inevitability arises when you have fully embodied the feeling of having already achieved what you desire. This inner knowing comes from the realization that everything is unfolding perfectly according to the law of attraction, and your internal alignment with your desire is now creating the exact conditions necessary for its manifestation. It's as if the universe is simply waiting for the right moment to present the evidence of your inner work. This feeling of inevitability also reflects a shift in your relationship with time. Instead of feeling anxious about how long it will take for your desires to materialize, you begin to understand that time itself is an illusion, and that everything you want is already here in the spiritual realm. This realization removes all sense of urgency and allows you to relax and enjoy the process. You understand that your desire is not something that has to be earned or fought for. It is simply something that is already yours, and your job is merely to continue aligning with it. The more you focus on the feeling of inevitability, the more you notice that the world around you seems to be aligning with your vision, as if the pieces are naturally falling into place. What makes this feeling so powerful is that it is grounded in a deep sense of trust. You trust the process. You trust that the universe is always working in your favor and that your desires are always moving toward you. This trust becomes a natural outcome of your inner work and your commitment to living in the end result. It is no longer necessary to force things into existence because you know that everything you desire is already on its way. The more you trust in the process and remain aligned with the feeling of already having your desire, the more the universe will bring those desires into your physical reality. When you experience this feeling of inevitability, the external world begins to shift in ways that reflect this inner knowing. Opportunities seem to appear effortlessly, and people who can help you achieve your desires show up at the perfect moment. It's as though the universe has orchestrated everything in perfect timing, and you are simply moving along the path that has already been laid out for you. There is no struggle or resistance because you have surrendered to the flow of life, knowing that everything is already working in your favor. The feeling of inevitability also brings with it a deep sense of peace. You no longer feel the need to push or strive for your desires. Instead, you feel as though everything is already coming to you naturally. There is no anxiety or fear of failure because you are so deeply in alignment with your desire that it feels impossible for it not to come to fruition. You simply know that your lottery win, or whatever you desire, is inevitable. And this knowing brings a sense of calm and ease into every aspect of your life. This peaceful state of being allows you to remain open to receiving your desires without any sense of resistance. As you continue to live in this state of inevitability, you will begin to notice that the world around you begins to mirror your inner belief. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach now appear before you with little effort on your part. People begin to offer help and support in ways that seem almost miraculous. Your life begins to flow effortlessly, and your dreams unfold in front of you in ways that feel almost too perfect to be true. This is the power of aligning with the feeling of inevitability. Once you fully embrace the belief that your desires are already yours, the universe begins to reflect that belief back to you in the form of tangible manifestation. What is crucial to understand is that this feeling of inevitability is not something that you can force or make happen. It arises naturally when you have done the inner work of shifting your consciousness to align with your desires. It happens when you consistently live in the feeling of already having what you desire, and when you trust the process of manifestation completely. The more you persist in this alignment, the more you will notice that your desires begin to show up in your life, almost effortlessly. At times, you may encounter moments of doubt or uncertainty, and that is completely natural. However, the key is to return to the feeling of inevitability whenever those doubts arise. Remind yourself that what you desire is already on its way, and that everything is happening exactly as it should. Trust that the universe is always working on your behalf, even when you cannot see the evidence yet. When you stay in the feeling of inevitability, the universe responds by bringing more signs, synchronicities, and opportunities into your life, affirming that everything is already aligning with your desires. As you continue to embody the feeling of inevitability, you begin to see the world in a new light. You no longer see obstacles or challenges. Instead, you see opportunities for growth and expansion. You understand that everything that happens is part of the perfect plan for your life, and you trust that everything is happening for your highest good. This deep sense of trust and alignment with the universe allows you to move through life with ease and grace, knowing that your desires are always moving toward you. When you live with the feeling of inevitability, the universe no longer feels like a distant, unpredictable force. Instead, it becomes your ally, working alongside you to bring your desires into reality. You understand that the universe is always guiding you, and that the fulfillment of your dreams is simply a matter of time. The more you embrace the feeling of inevitability, the more you will see the external world align with your inner vision. Opportunities, people, and circumstances will converge in perfect harmony, bringing your desires into reality in ways that are beyond your wildest imagination. This feeling of inevitability is one of the most powerful signs that your lottery win or any other manifestation is already on its way. It is the culmination of all your inner work, your belief in your desires, and your unwavering trust in the process of manifestation. When you live with this feeling, you know that your desires are not just possible, they are inevitable. The universe is always responding to your inner state. And as you continue to embody the feeling of having what you desire, you will see that everything around you begins to reflect that inner certainty. As we draw this journey of manifestation to a close, it's important to recognize the powerful silent signs that the universe is always speaking to you, guiding you toward your desires. From the moments of deep internal shifts to the effortless flow of opportunities that align with your intentions, these subtle indicators are there, woven into the fabric of your life, telling you that your lottery win or any other manifestation is coming your way. The key to understanding these signs lies in your own inner state. The moment you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with your desired outcome, you begin to see the world shift around you. Synchronicities unfold, opportunities appear effortlessly, and a deep sense of peace and certainty washes over you. The process of manifestation becomes less about striving and more about allowing the universe to respond to the energy you're sending out, and trusting that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. When you embody the feeling of already having what you desire, when you trust the process and live in the end result, the universe can only respond by reflecting back to you what you have already created in your mind. This is the magic of the law of attraction. Your thoughts shape your reality, and as you continue to cultivate your inner state, your external world begins to mirror that reality. The signs, the synchronicities, and the opportunities are not random. They are the natural result of your alignment with your desires. So as you move forward on your path of manifestation, remember that every moment you spend in the feeling of already having what you want brings you one step closer to its realization. Trust the process, live in the feeling of inevitability, and allow the universe to bring your dreams into your physical reality. Everything you desire is already on its way. All you have to do is continue to embody the feeling, stay aligned with your vision, and watch as the universe brings your desires to fruition in ways that are beyond your wildest dreams.